uh, what's this? The advantages, no, of venturing into the halal industry. So we'll discuss the global halal economy, and then we reinforce a little bit the discussion of earlier si Attorney Jam, my really good friend, on the halal landscape naman in the Philippines in terms of the trade and the market. And then we go to the Philippine strategic direction, no. Although na-discuss na kanina yung initial of that, and we'll see kung ano yung maidadagdag pa natin. Okay, can you go to the next slide? And also to remind lang din, no, that this is not an informal, this is not a formal, what's this, setting, no. We would like to have one-on-one or discussion with you interactively. So we would like to do that. So now we begin looking at the latest. So this is the latest report from the Global Islamic Economy. Di ba nalaman din natin kanina, this is 2023, 2024. So this is the latest one. We have presented before yung mga earlier figures po natin. But in 2023, this is the breakdown of the entire halal economy. As mentioned kanina, food is the popular one, but we're looking right now some of the trending or emerging subsector of the entire halal ecosystem, which as you can see is the media, recreation, modest fashion, no. So before I think mas malaki yung halal tourism, but right now it's the media, recreation, and modest fashion sectors. I think hindi lang na-discuss kanina yung parang concept natin on how do we make the media, recreation, and modest fashion compliant with halal or with Sharia compliant. Let's see if we have a discussion later on. But in general, we are talking about 2.29 trillion US dollar, and that is only for food and lifestyle lang, no. Hindi pa kasama diyan ang Islamic finance. If we add the Islamic finance, that is, in 2021, ang estimate was 3.9 trillion US dollar. So the figure pala are all in billion. So pag umabot siya ng 1,000, that's trillion already. So in terms of food, we are talking about 1.4 trillion US dollar, followed by modest fashion, actually. Modest fashion, which is 318 billion US dollar. And then the media and recreation, 247 billion US dollar. Okay, and we have also the halal cosmetics, Muslim-friendly travel and tourism, and then we have the halal pharma, which is 108 billion US dollar. So how much of are we talking about here? The entire industry. This is about. Can you do the math also? Help me with the math. We're trying to arrive at because we have to admit we're not we're not a significant player as of the moment, but for the food and lifestyle lang alone, so that's 3.1 trillion US dollar plus 5.9 Islamic finance US dollar, a trillion US dollar. So that is as of this time 2023-2024 na estimate, it is now 9 trillion US dollar. And so next slide please. let's dissect this 9 trillion US dollars. So, these are the trade opportunities. Top 5 OIC importers, meaning sila po yung bumibili ng sila po yung bumibili ng mga product. Okay? So, top 5 would be the UAE, Saudi, Turkey, Indonesia, and Malaysia. So, that is general po, no? This is in general. So, food and lifestyle. Okay? Food and lifestyle siya. Kasi magbabago yung ranking nila when we go to the sectoral level. So ngayon, ang top 5 exporters to the OIC, meaning sila po yung mga nagsusupply ng products po doon sa mga countries na po yun, nangunguna ay ang China. China, India, Brazil, US, and Turkey. Ano po yung mapapansin natin dito? Any observation that you would see here? Okay? The supplier of the halal food and lifestyle related products are non-Muslim economies, the likes of China, Brazil, and the US. Okay? We're not aiming naman as of now to be top 5 or top 10, but I'd like you to imagine this is the amount of imports, global imports on halal, 359 billion US dollar. Okay? Imagine if we could just get 1% of that amount. 1% of 359 billion US dollar is how much? How much?
3 million.
Hindi ito math classroom, okay? So, 1%, so may kodigo ako, I did my own calculation. So, 1% of 359 billion is 3.5 billion. So, 3.5 billion, convert mo siya sa peso, that is, how much? 200 plus trillion na siya. 200 plus trillion Philippine peso. That is just 1% of the current imports. Hindi pa po kasama doon yung Islamic finance. So imagine how big the market is, no? And then who are the players in this story of halal? Now, based on the report of the Islamic economy report po, no, the firm in Dubai, in asset and participation both for food, lifestyle, and Islamic finance. Number 1 si Malaysia, Saudi, Indonesia, UAE, Bahrain, Iran, Turkey, Singapore, Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, Oman, Pakistan, South Africa, and the UK. Again, what will ano yung mapapansin po natin dito sa top player natin ng mga countries?
Muslim countries.
Very good si ma'am. Non-Muslim economies. Sino to sila? They are Singapore and UK. But UK actually kaya sila nasama sa top 15 is because of the financial asset. UK is known as the financial center in the world, so they cater to most of the Islamic finance related na sector or industry, so that's why. But in terms of investments, ang una is Indonesia, followed by UAE, Turkey, and so ito yung gusto kong diyan na emphasis, no? I'd like to give emphasis on this one because sila yung nag-create ng big impact in the global halal market, no? As makikita po natin at the top of the slide. Si Mahir Zain, yung song ni Mahir Zain na Insha'Allah had a tremendous effect on the media and recreation related po na sector. Okay? Yung Omar TV series,
Omar and Hannah.
yung Netflix ni Ertugrul ng Turkey, no, had made an impact. London Modest Fashion, Omar and Hannah, the kids YouTube channel. And then among the popular brands, you have the Nike hijab. And you also have the social media influencers, TikTokers. May although I think most of you naman are doing TikToks. They have right now sila ngayon yung isa sa mga nag promote ng halal, no, in social media. Ang famous diyan yung mga taga Japan and China that are doing TikTok promoting the halal industry. So next slide please. Here, so you have the this is the ranking analysis, Global Islamic Economy Indicator of 2023 na scoring nila. So I have mentioned that already. But in terms of the sectoral, magbabago po yan siya. So in Islamic finance, top 1 to 10 is Malaysia, Saudi, Iran, Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE, Indonesia, Oman, Qatar, and Maldives. Sa halal food, you have the Malaysia, Indonesia, Turkey, Singapore, and Thailand. Bakit nasa top 5 si Singapore and Thailand? Ilan po ba yung Muslim population sa Singapore and Thailand? If you would Google po, no, kahit po 8 times ipag-plus natin yung Muslim population in Singapore and Thailand, mas malaki pa rin po yung Muslim population in the Philippines. So imagine, what we're trying to say is that we have that manpower, we have that capability to participate in a bigger role, no? But well, this activity is somehow towards that direction. So we're hopeful naman for that. Next slide. In terms of Muslim-friendly travel, you have the Turkey, top 10, UAE, Tunisia, Saudi, Malaysia, Morocco, Jordan, Bahrain, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. Na laglag ng konti si Thailand. My favorite example is Thailand. Nag-report ang Global Islamic Economy Report, it's always part of the top 10. So nalaglag sila this year. I don't know why. But still part of the top 10, top 5 in fact sa food, no. So sa media and recreation, you have Malaysia, Singapore, China, Qatar, UK, Indonesia, Bahrain, the Netherlands, Canada, pasok si Canada, and Turkey. Sa modest fashion, you have Turkey, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Italy, most of the Europe countries, Italy, Spain, and UK, Germany. For halal pharmaceuticals, pharma and cosmetics, you have Singapore, Belgium, Malaysia, France, Indonesia, Turkey, Egypt, Thailand, UK, and Tunisia. Okay, next slide. Here is now the Islamic economic growth drivers. Okay? Pansinin po natin yung nasa taas at saka yung nasa baba. What you can see on the upper side is the demand drivers. Sila po yung nagkukos ng mga demand. Okay? Sa baba naman sila yung nagsusupply. So these are the factors of the growth of the halal global halal industry. We begin by this one. So intersection of Islamic values with sustainable and ethical consumerism. This is particularly for the non-Muslim consumers when they discover the ethical, fair trade, hygienic, cleanliness advantages of a halal product and a service, they also support it, no? Kasi as we've been saying, we are lahat po tayo, most of you are into the business sector. But at the same time, consumer din po kasi tayo. Consumer din po kasi kayo. So, you don't want to be you don't want for your choice to be compromised, no? So, ayaw naman din natin na kayo ay madadaya. Kasi that's the very basic of halal, no? Anything that is good to the consumer, to the human in general, to the society, and to the community in general, anything that is good to them, to us, is halal. Okay? Digital connectivity and the rise of the e-commerce. Okay? No need to explain. The rise of the TikTok, the rise of yung mga nabanggit ko kanina, no? Tawag ito, help me. Yung sa mga e-commerce natin, yun, app, yung mga applications na sa e-commerce, no? Would you know that there is now a halal compliant dating app called Musmatch? That is parang, but that's interesting because that one is being run by the parents of the children, not by the bachelors or the so that's interesting also. And then Islamic values driven lifestyle and consumption patterns, no, yung pagiging modest, safety, pagiging clean, no, and then affluence of Muslim consumers and the growing youth population. I'm also from the population studies. If you're going to look at the demographics of the global Muslim population, you would notice that they are actually young. Okay? They are young. And not only they are young, they are also wealthy. Kasi you might argue, no, that population count does not necessarily translates to sale, diba? It does not. But if you're going to look at the wealth index of this population, they are actually wealthy, and therefore they can impact, or they have a say or demand to the market. Let's go to the supply side. Number one, rise in trade agreements and the intra o IC trade. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? Sometimes nagiging, right now, the halal industry is becoming a political industry as well. What is the meaning of that? Meaning, for our product to be accepted by our target market, they should be recognized by that market. And what are the recognition parameters or mechanisms? Through MOUs, MOA, yung mga mutual recognition arrangements that we are doing, and we'll have a little bit discussion on that later on as part of our direction. Islamic economy, investment activity, you have the global brand involvement. Sino yung mga players, popular brand that are into the halal, later I have a specific slide on that. National Islamic economy strategy. Would you know that this one we were trying to some of the economy, some of the market globally, ini-employ nila yung halal, particularly the Islamic banking and finance, as part of the strategic framework of their economic development because of the advantages of the Islamic finance or Islamic economy. Government bodies functioning as enablers. So yung na-discuss kanina, no, yung role ng government as enablers in facilitating all of the development that we are doing for the Philippines. Okay, next slide. Here, these are the popular brands that embody the Islamic values, no? So you have for Islamic finance, you have for halal food, Muslim-friendly travel, modest fashion, and Islamic media and entertainment. Hindi lang pumasok dito sa slide natin, but among them, okay, locally is Nestle, San Miguel, and Universal Rubina. So they are the somehow bigger brands in the Philippines that are into halal as well. Next slide. Here, top 10 OIC importers of halal products. Na-mention ko na to kanina. Next slide. And then, here is now your, apart from the Muslim population, Muslim consumers that you have already, so that's your captured market, right? Here are the halal markets in non-Muslim countries that we would like also to penetrate. So you have 140 million in India, 40 million in China, 8 million in US. Hindi updated yung statistics natin, 6 million pa nakakunta sa Philippines. France, you have 6 million Germany, 3 million UK, 1.5 million, and in Canada, you can verify if it is 800,000 Muslims, no? So next slide. And then among the non-Muslim countries naman, sila yung nagbe-benefit sa halal. Why? Because they understood the demand of the market and therefore they catered to that demand. So you have the Russia, Singapore, South Africa, but I think South Africa is are they not a Muslim? Okay, Thailand, China, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, Netherlands, UK, Belgium, and of course, the USA. Next slide. Okay, let's go to the halal food lang. So, yung kanina, those are the statistics that we have presented earlier are from the food, beverage, and the lifestyle, including Islamic finance. Going to the sectoral level, in the food sector, okay, we're talking about 1.4 trillion US dollar in 2022, and it is expected to reach 1.8 million in 2027. What does the consumer say about the food halal? So these are ang kagandahan sa report nito, I encourage you also to read the report, the full report, is that they were able to bring in perspective from the consumers, no? So anong sinasabi ng consumers dyan? They wish to have a halal scanner app, application, okay? They also want to be if there's a halal app for Muslims that could tell us if a product or each ingredient with a product is halal or not by scanning it. So these are the investment opportunities that you may want to venture into in the future, no, if it is not within your current business operation or model. In terms of the government leadership in the food sector, you have the Malaysia, Indonesia, Turkey, Singapore, and top 5C Thailand. Here, top 5 food consumer markets, sila po yung bumibili, no? Sila yung consumer natin. You have Indonesia, Egypt, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and Iran. And then yung supplier, yung supply ng mga ng food na ito, no, number 1 si Brazil, India, US, Russia, and Indonesia. Again, notice po of the non-Muslim players, no? What else? Next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Okay na yan. Here. Let's go to the Islamic finance. In 2022, it is 3.9 trillion, and it is expected to reach 5.9 trillion in 2025 to 2026. Among the government leadership are Malaysia, Saudi, Iran, Bahrain, and Kuwait. And then these are what the consumer would say. So they choose the halal financial institution that they would want to invest because of the high track record of integrity, dependable, highly dependable, and very transparent. I choose Islamic banking because I wanted to feel comfortable and on the safe side. So these are the factors or reason why the consumers are choosing to go for Islamic banking and finance. Okay? And top 10 countries with Islamic finance, you have Iran, Saudi, Malaysia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Indonesia, Bahrain, Turkey, and Bangladesh. Next slide.